Welcome to another Hero Arts video. Today I'm going to show you how to create a merry and bright candle. I'll also be showing you a technique for stamping images like this poinsettia where it has the stem right up next to the flower. We're going to get the image on the candle by stamping on white tissue paper, so for the sake of time I went ahead and stamped it already. I just inked the top with red and the bottom with green and then stamped it right on there. As you can see, the poinsettia, the stem, has a little bit of red where the ink was, and it does leave a little ink from the tissue paper on your work surface, so you want to protect it with a piece of scrap paper or copy paper. Now I'll show you how to fix the stem. Just take a green colored pencil that's darker than the green ink that you used and go right over the stem with the pencil. Then go over all the rest of the stems. This is also a great way to add extra colors to really detailed images. Here I'll just go over that one where there was a little bit of red. This is a great way to add extra colors to your stamped image and really bring it to life. Now I'm going to add a little shading to the leaves. I just go along the edges and wherever I think it'll look nice. And then here I'm darkening the dots that are around the leaf. So there's that part. I think I'll go back over the stem one more time. This works better on cardstock than it does on tissue paper, but the same technique can be used for both. Now I'm using a dark brown colored pencil to add just a little more definition to the main stem, and just a little more shading along the leaf edges. Then I'll go back in with a little more green to blend it in. Okay, I think that looks good. Now I'm going to add some shading to the poinsettia with a dark brown colored pencil. I just go along the edges of the petals, and I do each one kind of the same way, just going along the edge. I'm using the brown to try to give it a little shabby look, but you could also use like a dark red or more of a reddish brown if you wanted it to stay more true to a poinsettia. And if you stamp the poinsettia in pink, you can actually go along the edges with red. One tip that I've discovered when I'm coloring is that I turn the paper instead of trying to move my hand in some strange way to get to a different part of the stamped image. Some people laugh at me because I've even been known to color in a bird upside down. Okay, so now I'm going to go in and add some highlights with a white colored pencil. I'm just putting it kind of right up against where the brown is to soften it a little bit, and it also blends in with the red ink. I'll just go ahead around and do this for all the petals. And then I think I'll go ahead and add some to the leaves too. This just kind of softens it up a little bit and adds a little highlight. Then if I think there's too much white in a spot, I'll go ahead in with the base color and kind of just scribble over it a little bit to soften that. Maybe go back and add a little more white over top. You just keep kind of playing until you get it how you like it. And here's that card again, so you can see how it looks on cardstock. I think it shows up better on there than on the tissue paper. And here's a little tip I wanted to share with you too. See the distressed edge? I just went over it with the gold pigment ink, and it adds just a little touch of sparkle. Okay, the next step is to go ahead and cut out the poinsettia. I like to use my big scissors for this because you don't really want to get too detailed when you're cutting this out. It's kind of hard to do that with the tissue paper anyway. And here's a tip for when you're cutting out the poinsettia. You want to turn the tissue paper and not try to turn the scissors. So here you can see I'm really just turning the paper and the scissors are almost in the same place. So just go around and you just want to make smooth edges. You don't want any of them to be kind of pointy or sticking out. Oh, there we go. And then I'll just go ahead and trim off that little point there. And that's it for this step. Now for the really fun part. We're going to take our tissue paper piece and adhere it to the candle by melting it into the wax with a heat tool. You want to use a really inexpensive candle for this. Don't go and use like an expensive one because they don't seem to melt as well. So just kind of position your poinsettia where you want it to go, and then turn on your heat tool and let it warm up for just a little bit. I'm going to do that now. So then come in from the top with your heat tool and just hold it there for a little bit, and you'll see the wax begin to melt and the tissue paper will just kind of melt right into the candle. And keep moving your embossing tool around so you don't melt too much in one place. This goes really fast. And there you have it. You can see it's like all melted in there, so it's like the image is part of the candle. And here's the finished candle again. I went ahead and added 2 more poinsettias plus a message, and then I wrapped the bottom with ribbon and added a gemstone to the center of each. Here's 2 more candles that I did to show you that you don't have to use a white candle, but you do have to use white tissue paper. And that's it. Thanks for watching, and hope you try this technique soon.